Before we dive into today's video, I want to be upfront about something that happened after I initially filmed my review for this VR Gunstock. After testing it, the company asked me to send it back for further inspection, which I did. It's been about 6 weeks now, and despite my attempts to follow up, I haven't received any updates or responses. In the meantime, I've noticed other content creators releasing their reviews, many of which have been quite positive. While I respect everyone's opinions, my goal is to provide my audience with an honest and transparent perspective based on my personal experiences. That's why I've decided to release my original review as is. If the company reaches out with further information or an update, I'll be happy to make a follow-up video to share with you. For now, personal take on the product. As always, I encourage you to watch other reviews and form your own opinion. With that said, let's get into the review. Hey everyone, welcome back to New Level VR's channel. Today with this video, we're diving into a unique VR accessory, the Enforcer from Deadeye VR. The Enforcer is a VR gun stock with built-in recoil. Deadeye sent this over to me to test out and share my honest thought. I've been excited to see what this can add to the VR experience, especially for fans of immersive VR FPS games, so let's get into it. First off, huge thanks to Deadeye VR for giving me this gift. It's always great to see developers pushing VR accessories forward with innovative ideas like built-in recoil. The craftsmanship is very high quality, and most of these VR stocks are unapologetically 3D printed. This one feels a little different and is much higher quality in the hands. The assembly instructions were very clear, easy to follow, and it's clear that they put a lot of effort into the build, and I really respect that. Now, let's break down some of the key features. So, the obvious feature that makes this gun stock stand out is the recoil. Every time you pull the trigger, you feel kickback. The concept is awesome because it adds to the physical realism, and I could see it being a game changer for VR shooters, if executed well. The wrist strap is high quality and a very nice touch. It adds to the support of your pistol hand, which is needed because it definitely adds extra weight. The design and implementation of the actual recoil is a physical trigger that sits in front of the trigger on your controller. This makes it universally applicable to all VR games that use guns. There's 3 different fire modes to accommodate any fire pattern: fully auto, 3-round burst, and single fire. These buttons are positioned to easily swap anytime. There's also a modifier dial that controls the intensity, but this feature didn't seem to have much of an impact for me. Another feature that is unique to this stock that I felt was creative is the pinky release lever. It's very useful for locking in the trigger hand in place on the stock, unless you pull the lever with your pinky to release it. Let's be honest though, in practice, the recoil doesn't quite hit the mark. It's a little inconsistent and sometimes throws off my aim, which actually detracts from the immersion. And instead of feeling like natural recoil, it's more of a jolt that doesn't always sync up with the in-game action. The problem is that the recoil kicks before the game registers your actual controller trigger point. In competitive games where recoil and accuracy matter, this stock really makes it difficult to hit your shots. I seem to have lots of trouble with simply grabbing the gun and attaching the trigger hand to the stock. On several games, the gun would simply just drop to the floor.
Definitely messes with the tracking.
Then I would have to detach and start over again. If I left the stock hand attached, then it was nearly impossible to grab the gun from the holster. The stock also seemed to negatively affect tracking in ways that are hard to describe or anticipate. I found it easier to use in competitive VR games without the stock than just the recoil pistol.
Oh my god, oh my god. Just grab the gun! Are you freaking kidding me right now? Why am I not moving?
Which they do offer separately. I found the Enforcer with the stock to be much more effective and enjoyable in single player games, with After the Fall being the most enjoyable during all of my playtesting, hands down. The recoil and fire rates matched the gameplay almost perfectly. That was the most fun I had using this accessory by far.
Yeah, no, this isn't bad. This is pretty fun here.
To the developer's credit, recoil in VR accessories is an extremely challenging thing to get right. Competitive games work very hard to analyze their recoil patterns by design, and having any sort of feature to remove them would obviously jeopardize the competitive integrity of the game itself. The Enforcer is definitely a promising start, and I admire the ambition. However, it's important to note that while the recoil mechanism is a nice touch, it might not be fully ready for those who are looking for a seamless experience in every VR shooter just yet. All in all, I think this Gunstock has a lot of potential. It's constructed with extremely high quality materials, possibly the best of all accessories that I've had the honor of reviewing so far. This is 3D printed like most others, but you can tell that it is a step up in longevity and will avoid the fraying that others seem to suffer from. If the developers can refine the recoil system to feel a little more realistic and sync better with gameplay, it could be an excellent addition for VR shooters. So I want to give a giant heartfelt thanks again to Deadeye VR for sending this over. I love the direction that they're going. Deadeye has some other very interesting, innovative VR accessories that I hope to try eventually. This was a tough review, as all my reviews to this point have been self-sponsored. I really am flattered that Deadeye would reach out and offer this gift to me. But my loyalty is to you, and the truth of my opinion and how it performs. Deadeye definitely has my attention going forward.
Well, gentlemen, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
If you enjoyed this honest review, don't forget to like and subscribe for more VR content, and let me know in the comments what VR accessories have caught your eye lately. And I'll see you in the next one.